welcome to the second worst podcast on YouTube, the first being the Pipcast that I heavily regret. Um, I am your kind of host, SuperThePiplup, and the actual host,
Is me.
Subby.
Is me.
Yeah, actually, yeah, him. Because, um, I wonder if any of the viewers you have currently know what the Pipcast even is.
No, probably not.
Probably not, yeah. Basically, I used to own a podcast and it was terrible. We don't talk about that. I've a lot of people have actually said for me to like bring that back. Like, oh, this is the only thing I like watched, like except for like the Ethan and Elo podcast or H3H, whatever you call that. And I'm like, that's not a very good thing to compare me to because literally all Ethan does on that is just like I seen the clip of him like talking about Hila's pregnancy, and it was the most uncomfortable shit I've ever fucking seen. Oh wait, do we even swear on this channel?
I don't care.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
not because I gotta set a good example for my audience, but I don't control other people. Do what you do.
So like they're talking about like graphic detail about them trying to get or him trying to get Hila pregnant, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like you can tell Hila was like uncomfortable. There's a reason why I don't watch H3H3 anymore. And God, Ethan is such an uncomfortable figure. Like
I can tell. I don't really watch them, but like I can
I
just
used to.
tell.
I used to. They've pretty much focused entirely on their podcast. Um, I know recently, or somewhat recently, I think in like the last month, they released a video for an ad. Like they hadn't released a video in like game or mobile app that's like it's one of those, oh hey, spend a whole bunch of money to proceed or whatever type games. Um
Yeah, I noticed something about that like whenever, but I never really cared about it to actually look into it.
like I wouldn't care if it was just a thing for the game. However, they a lot of fans were like, oh hey, why aren't you releasing an actual video? Because it had been like 3 months. And they released a video talking about why they couldn't upload, and Ethan's like, oh, I have depression, blah 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 blah. They even bring in a dog, and I'm like, weren't you the one who weren't you the ones who like exploded the like T Martin in syndicate cases for like the CS:GO gambling thing? Like, weren't you criticizing them for like the dog or whatever? And he's like, "Oh, I have depression or whatever." While he still does his podcast, which I'll say this, podcasts like especially like that, like they have like a full blown studio. They have like a full blown production crew.
For a podcast.
Yes. And they're like, oh, making videos, I'm too depressed for that. Yet they have a full blown podcast that's like, I think even more than weekly, if I'm not mistaken. Like, it's extremely popular and it's very active. And I don't, it just seemed really forced, like the whole depression aspect. Because I'm pretty sure I saw this clip. I'm not going to say like 100% because I have terrible memory and you're going to soon find that out to your fans. But they were like talking about like depression and stuff, and like they were acting like therapy was like an easy way out of like depression and
Right.
stuff, and or like medication was like an easy way out or something. And I was just like, what the absolute fuck are you talking about? Like, medication isn't just, oh, here you go, your depression's gone, yahoo. And I'm like,
Yeah, it's not as easy as that.
it's not. And he's not even gonna try and fix it. He's not, because it gives him an excuse. And like I get like the whole pregnancy thing, and that's probably gonna be another excuse for them not to upload. But like, I'm just kind of iffy. It's like, look, if you're gonna have a kid, you may want to try and help your depression a bit.
Right.
Like if I had a kid, which God help whoever's kid that is, whoever the kid is, God help them. Uh, Probably gonna end up being a fucking alcoholic. Already, already am addicted to soda. God, I do.
Your future
Ooh,
isn't looking bright.
yeah, ain't looking too bright. But uh, like I try my fucking hardest to like fix up my image and fix up my health. Like my absolute damnedest. Like, and especially like if you're having a kid, you gotta have a reliable blah 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 reliable source of income, which I guess the podcast is. However, you'd probably also want to have that extra income from videos so you can give the kid like the best life possible
Right.
and also fix your own goddamn issues. It's just kind of stupid. And that's my vent on the H3H3 situation. Is there any drama that you have heard about that you want to talk about?
I don't really get into YouTube dramas, so I
Or
don't know.
is there anything you want to talk about?
Oh, anything
Because
I want to
I
talk
would,
about?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's,
Here comes the
as,
awkward silence.
as he thinks quietly about what he wants to talk about.
This is not planned, by the way. We literally just hopped in
Oh
here.
yeah,
Hey, let's
oh yeah,
record.
yeah. I was pretty much like, let's go, and he's like, oh yeah, I have to, like I have to wait for like a restroom or something. I'm like,
Yeah.
you're recording the fucking restroom, and he's like, no, I just have to go, and I'm like, God, and so I had to wait, and yeah, this is completely unplanned. Well, I mean, I thought of topics. I just wanted to see if Subby had any,
Hey,
but
let's talk about a topic that everyone's talking about right now, right? T-series.
T series. Oh God, we had this conversation earlier.
Yeah.
So if you are not aware of this whole T series thing, which your audience probably goddamn does, they're probably the people who are like, "Oh hey, bitch, lasagna, bitch, lasagna. T series is nothing but a bitch lasagna." That's your audience, and it's probably also mine. But I'd like to think that my audience is better than that, though they probably aren't.
Yeah, my
To
audience
be
is full of
100% audience.
10-year-olds.
Isn't that most of YouTube though?
Yeah, but it's all concentrated on my channel. All 186 of
um,
them.
yeah. So basically, T Series is this like Indian YouTube channel where they upload like Indian music videos and weird like Bollywood films, I think.
Yeah.
In like their entirety. Um, I like to think of them as a YouTube channel similar to something like uh YouTube Music is one I mentioned before. Anything like those, like an official YouTube channel, like big company or like extremely related to YouTube. And it's obvious to me that they're like heavily related to YouTube because I know there's been some semi shady stuff. Like I know I'm pretty like you mentioned before the oh, it automatically subscribes you to T series thing is bullshit. However, I do feel like there is a few really weird things going on behind the scenes. Like, do you remember when YouTube shut down for like 2 hours or something?
Yeah.
Apparently, they were still gaining subscribers in that time, or something like that. It was some YouTube shutdown, and they were still gaining subscribers during that period of time, which is weird.
I
It
think
may just be Social Blade or whatever, but I here's the thing, like I mentioned before, I don't consider T Series a real like YouTuber. It's a like I said, YouTube music. It's PewDiePie's gonna be the biggest YouTuber for a while.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's just that he's a YouTuber. This is a company. This isn't like a concentrated individual. So I don't get why everyone's like, oh, PewDiePie. I mean, I can kind of see why, because they're like, oh, it's like an end of an era or something. Which honestly, I feel like that era has ended. a while ago. It's just that this is like the time that everyone's starting to realize that this era has ended.
Yeah. But it really is just it's a company. Like, it's not an individual YouTuber. It's really not that big of a deal, anyways. Or even if it was a YouTuber, it really isn't a big deal,
Really,
regardless. It's just
the
a
only
number.
people it's not hurting anyone. It's literally just having everyone gain from it. Like, it's fucking blowing up PewDiePie even more than he just hit 70 million. He's been gaining like 100,000 to 200,000 subscribers a fucking day. That's a million subscribers in like less than a week. That's insane.
And like in the past 2 weeks since he started blowing up, he's gained about 2.5 million off of it.
Yeah, maybe even more, honestly. But like, nobody's losing from this. Like, oh, oh, Mr. Beast, he spent all this money to just promote PewDiePie. He isn't losing out on money. I'm gonna say this right now. He's not. Like, he's fucking making bank.
He could breathe and he'll make like 30 grand off of it.
Yeah, like, he makes all this money. He makes videos spending all that money. People get like jealous or they're interested in like, oh, how is he gonna spend this money? Oh, I wish I could do that. They watch the video. It makes more money than the amount he spent in the video, and boom, instant money. Literally, all you need to do to like start this process or whatever is just have a blow up video, use said money, and then just continue to repeat the process of making viral videos. And like it makes sense. It genuinely makes sense. The only issue is, having a video that blows up. But luckily, Mr. Beast started with like, well, he originally started making. He kind of was making fun of kids. He was mainly making fun of their
Yeah.
intros and stuff, but at the same time, he also started with like making counting videos or whatever, like, oh, counting to 100,000 or something, or like, oh, dabbing 1,000 times, stuff like that. Like stupid shit, but it got views. I remember watching those videos. I remember being interested. I'm like, oh, why the hell is this guy doing? What the hell is this guy doing? And now he's huge. Like, let me actually look this up. Let me look up Mr. Beast.
But the problem I have with him now is
I almost typed Mr. Brett.
oh my god. Yeah, but the problem I have with him now is
Oh
well
yeah, he's
he
got 10
knows
million subs.
like
Holy shit.
he knows that this works, so he's gonna keep forcing this content over and over, and that's what I don't like about him is that, like, hey, I'm spending money content. It's like I
Oh,
don't
yeah,
enjoy that.
it's not high quality, really.
Yeah, it's like
It's not.
spend money. Oh, made triple that. Okay, let's do it again. But it's not really content that appeals to me. But I guess it's just not my thing watching other people like waste all their money on something. But I don't know. I just don't get the appeal of it.
But yeah, like, I'm guessing his CPM is insane.
Oh
To
yeah,
my knowledge, like, let me look at his newest video. 10,000 games of rock paper scissors. It has about 5 ads on it, right? And
I have ad block. I don't know.
I don't. I like supporting my creators, and I don't have Patreon, so I can't give money. Like, well, I can't afford to give money anymore, so that's fun. But compare, like, it has about 5 million, 5.3. I'm guessing the CPM is around $1,000 per million views, probably more. Just by the views. However, you also add the ads on top of it, and probably making about a few $1,000s per million views. And I'm guessing this video itself has made like bank. And is it download the best app ever here? It's also sponsored by TikTok.
Oh no.
He is easily fucking making like $80,000 from this single video.
Not TikTok.
Fucking easily. If he's getting sponsored by goddamn TikTok.
Anything
Like,
but
holy
TikTok.
But yeah, like he's making fucking bank.
Oh yeah,
Holy
no doubt.
shit.
Like if he's getting all this money to, if he's making these videos, then yeah, he has a lot to spend.
Sponsored. Especially if he is getting sponsored.
Yeah. It's insane.
But yeah, I think people just think of it as like an end of an era, but at the same time, like all these YouTube channels are just profiting from it. Like I don't think T Series is getting hurt. They're still making thousands of subscribers a day.
I don't. In the end, it doesn't hurt anyone at all. So, like, I just don't get the point of it because it's not gonna harm anyone. PewDiePie is still gonna be the most subscribed individual, and T Series is gonna be like most subscribed channel overall. Like it's just subscribers
No,
in
they're
the
not
end.
even going to be the most subscribed channel overall.
Oh
That's
well,
still YouTube Music or whatever.
okay, but like big.
Well, that's not YouTube. That's not actually like full blown YouTube. Yeah. Uh,
But still, it's not gonna harm anyone.
any other topics you want to talk about before the next drama thing I want to talk about? There are several
Um,
because I don't do the Pitcast anymore, and I need somewhere to talk about.
I don't think so.
All right. Have you watched the Shane Dawson documentary?
I don't watch Shane Dawson.
All right, I have a confession. I absolutely love Shane Dawson. I love his content. I find him hilarious for most of it. His late 20 or like 2017 to early 2018 content is great. I enjoy it a lot. He's hilarious. Then he started doing these documentaries, which I I I have you also have to realize I have like rewatched his videos so many times, but I will not touch his document because they are not good.
Didn't he
I
make?
do not find them entertaining.
Didn't he
I
make?
do not.
Didn't he make like a bunch of videos on Jake Paul or something? Or like a
That's
one
what
long
we're gonna
video?
talk about.
Uh,
That's what we're gonna talk about. His first documentary series was on Tana Mojo, which was trying to like humanize her and be like, oh hey, she's young, she's dumb. It's this big like this like whatever you call it guy. Segway guy. Who's like the villain, which honestly I went and out. Like he does seem like a scummy figure, but still Tana needs to be held responsible for this. And she's like, oh, she's just a kid. I'm like, no, she's like 20 something. She needs to be held responsible. Like, she can make dumb decisions. However, this actually, like, harmed people. So, yeah. Then there was the Jeffree Star thing, which honestly, I'm like, it's Jeffree fucking Star.
who?
Like, I didn't know who that was either. I goddamn didn't. However, I mean, I guess it was okay. I mean, I didn't really see too much controversy with her. Like, oh, she's a jerk. Oh, she's like an internet supervillain. Oh,
There's 5 videos on her, 8 videos on Jake Paul. This dude's all right. I don't know what's going on here. He made
well, I mean,
eight,
yeah,
eight, 8 videos on Jake Paul.
and each of them are like they're 40 to 50 minutes long, except for the ending episode, which is like an hour and a half or something like that. So, the Jake Paul series, right? A lot of people have had criticism, and so do I. A lot of criticism actually. Um, So, first off, I'd like to talk about the way the series was promoted because Shane actually released two teaser trailers for it, and they made it seem like, oh, Jake Paul would be so mad if he found out what the series was actually about. Oh, he'd be so mad. Oh, and it looked like he was gonna like expose him or whatever. And in the first episode, he's like, oh, I'm gonna like talk to him about all these things, and I'm gonna hold him accountable, find out why he did all these things. It was very misleading, extremely misleading. Like, holy fucking shit, this man may as well have fucking fondled his ball for the amount he was sucking him off. Like, I, I, I do not like this series at all.
I wish
I
I,
did not.
I wish I could make 8 1 hour long videos on someone and pull in 20 mil for it. That'd be nice.
20 mil for a single fucking video.
And there's 8, so that's like 160 mil. I think so, yeah.
Let's see here. For the first episode was like 22, then it was 21, 16, 17, 18, 14, 14, 20. God, that's so much fucking money. Not to mention, let's go into this Minor Jake Paul video. There is a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 ads on a 1 hour and 45-minute fucking video. So that is so much money. If his CPM is normally like 1,000, like he claims he doesn't get good ads, which I personally believe is fucking horseshit, man. Like, I know he tries to play up his, oh, I'm filthy, I'm like, oh, I'm relatable. No, he's fucking rich. He's living in goddamn LA. He has 18 million views. Fuck off, man. And he put several ads on his video. So, probably, like I said, I'm gonna be generous, or I'm gonna be, when it comes to these big channels or whatever, it's usually about 1,000 per million or something. Probably a lot more, to be honest, if it's someone like Shane. And
It's a
they,
lot.
it's so much. $20,000 easy, and then you put in all those ads. I wouldn't be shocked if he made $100,000 on a single video. I would not be shocked. I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna be nice, and I'm gonna guess like 50,000 to 80,000. But you know, then I'm gonna get to um. One of the major criticisms was episode 2. Episode 1 was just pretty much recapping what Jake Paul has done. Oh, he lit his backyard pool on fire. Oh, he, he you know, he cheated on his girlfriend or something. Just basic shit about Jake. Hold on, wait a that. So basically, episode 2. Oh God. I actually talked to my own therapist, which I have to have. Basically, it was about this therapist called Katie Morris, and I'm trying to be like as nice as possible. I'm trying not to just it sickens me. It fucking sickens me. It actually does. With they were gonna talk about the symptoms of a sociopath, and they were treating it like they were talking about a psychopath or something. The editing effects, everything made it seem like they were talking about like a psychopath, like a sickening individual.
So they say so they're over
They over
dramatizing.
Yeah, they're over dramatizing mental illness, which I mean, if it's a documentary, like, oh yeah, no, like over dramatization dramatization. I don't know how to speak. Um, but fucking Christ. What the fuck? Not to mention, he's here trying to, like, diagnose Jake before he even fucking meets him. Like, oh, hey, um, I'm gonna, like, guess that someone's, like, a sociopath. And this is the thing that he's gonna try and hold him accountable for. Oh, is this man a sociopath or not? And when they find out that, oh, he's probably not a sociopath, they act like he's all okay now. That is a terrible fucking thing to act like, oh, you're automatically a good person now, so to have empathy or what. No! I'm gonna get more into that later. However, God, you don't try and fucking diagnose like that. Now, there is an exception. I do feel like Logan Paul is a safe bet. Yes. Oh, he's a sociopath. That's a fucking safe bet since, he literally showed a dead body on camera. Like an actual dead body. And I know this is like an old topic or whatever, but god fucking damn it. And he admitted on Twitter that he had quote unquote sociopathic tendencies, which God, like, okay, I'm gonna go on a tangent about this. The way he was trying to explain this to his younger viewers was so transparently bullshit and fucking disgusting. They were talking about like it was like, oh, I'm not a sociopath. I just have sociopathic tendencies. Oh, having these tendencies just makes you more savage, man. Like, I swear to fucking God, that's what he said. That is what he said.
You're joking. You're joking. You're joking, right?
No, I'm not. He literally said that it just makes them more savage. I'm not joking.
I need to look this up.
Look up the clip. I'm not fucking joking. It's so I'm dead fucking serious. Oh my God.
Where is this clip at? I need to
let me look this up.
That's funny. Oh, is that okay? All right.
Did you see it?
No, not yet. I can't find it. It's taken me more than 5 seconds to find it. So now
here you go. Here's this clip.
Logan Paul sociopaths are just more savage than everyone else. All right, let me unmute YouTube here.
Sociopath is boiled down someone who is just more savage.
Oh my God, it's real.
It's real. I told you. It's so sad.
Oh my.
It's so retarded.
Oh my God. It's real. I can't believe it.
And I talked to this with my therapist, right? About because he was saying like, oh, it's like a spectrum, like, oh, everyone has tendencies of being a sociopath. And I talked to my therapist, who's also a psychologist, and she's like, no, there fucking isn't. Like, it's not like it's autism or there isn't like a sociopathic spectrum. Like, oh, you may show like worse symptoms than like other, but like, no, if you're on a spectrum for like sociopathy or whatever, like there isn't like a spectrum. Like you either are a sociopath or aren't. There's different levels to it. However, you can't say like you have sociopathic fucking tendencies, but oh hey, I'm not a sociopath. Like, fuck off. Like, you can't say, like, oh, this person drove past the speed limit. That's a sociopathic tendency. No, that's not how it fucking works. This is coming from my own experience. I mean, maybe I shouldn't use that as an argument. However, either fucking way, the way he was saying it was fucking gross. And oh my god, like I, it's hard for me to even goddamn comprehend that someone would say this. It's been like over a month since this happened too. Like, anyway, episode 3 was basically him doing more research um about, like, oh, the family of Jake Paul. Let's look at their family. You know, talking about how the father is like a creepo. You know, oh, he kissed the same or the same girl as his son. Uh, or whatever. Talked about the mom. They talked about their clickbait of their kids. And what's funny is that in the video, they were like, oh, later in the series, you'll see why. Like, don't harass the mom. They didn't say don't harass the dad or whatever. They said just don't harass the mom. Which, oh, I also forgot to talk about something in part 2, but actually, we'll get to that a bit later because that part actually has something to do with a bigger story.
Wait, so he made an entire 40-minute video on his family for what reason?
None. Just like for research or whatever. Like,
Okay.
I fucking can't. I actually fucking can't. Like, oh, let's look at their, like, oh, I feel so bad for him, oh, her family are so bad. Isn't Jake Paul like 21 or something? Isn't he like a legal adult?
Probably.
I'm not even a legal adult. I'm not even 18. I'm turning 18,
Yeah, he's
but I'm
21.
not 18. Like, he should fucking know this shit. Like, oh, he said something racist, but he's just a dumb kid. It's not like this is like 2008 and it's like edgy humor online. It's not like I'm on blog TV with my fucking hands up. It's not like that shit. This is 2018. And when he said this, I think it may have been 2017, but still, in the wake of all this shit happening, he should have fucking known how wrong it was. How wrong it was to call, like, oh, these Latina people or whatever, like the B word.
Yeah.
Not bitch, but like the other word.
Yeah.
Or like, oh,
Yeah.
literally tell like an Arabic guy, like, oh, you look like you're about to like blow something up. Like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah,
that's so
that's
fucked up.
yeah.
Like, saying this to a fan's face. Holy shit.
And this guy is he's Jake Paul, right? He has a okay. Okay. He has 17 million subscribers, and he's supposed to be a role model for what, like 5-year-olds or something.
He says his audience is like from like 8 to
Oh, okay, 8-year-olds and all that.
to like 16-year-olds. I'm gonna get to
16.
that in a bit more. I'm gonna get to that a bit more because there was an interesting video made about that. Sorry, I need to continue to drink Sprite just so my throat doesn't give out.
He's like making these comments, these racial comments, and he's supposed to be a role model for some people.
Yes. He must have had like 10 million subs or something when he said this too. Over 1 million, definitely. Over 5 million, definitely. But like still, a role model. And I'm gonna get more into that in a bit because it gets even fucking worse, Subby. It gets even fucking worse. So, episode 4 happens, and he talks to Nick Crompton, who, was that meme from the fucking It's Everyday Bros song, like, it's Nick Crompton and my college stay puppet. Yes, I can rap.
Oh my!
And no,
Stop!
not from
Stop!
Compton."
Stop!
That dead
Yeah.
meme, yeah.
Yes. I
Yeah.
know.
And he had like an interview about, with him about like Jake or whatever, and he's like, oh, Jake was like seriously hurt by like this relationship or whatever, like, oh, the videos are fake or whatever for like the pranks. Oh, the Martinez twins screwed him over, which I do believe the Martinez twins were screwing him over somewhat. When it came to like, oh, he like destroyed our like beautiful fan art in like this room, and like he like woke us up or whatever, and it's like it's obviously fucking fake. They literally made that in a day for a fucking video to destroy it. Like, no, that's bullshit. I do believe he did say some fucked up things to him. I mean, he says he has like somewhat of a um excuse or whatever, but it still fucks me over when it comes to like the video stuff, which I'm gonna get into later because this is a big fucking thing. Um, then episode 5 happened, and that's when Jake Paul actually comes into the series. Yay!
Woo.
They go to the Team 10 house, pretty much just a fucking tour video, really. Nothing really gets done. He says, like, in the video, he's like, oh, I don't know if I want to show this in the video, I don't know if I want to talk about this in the video because, it explains everything. And he never fucking does. He never fucking does. He never shows this shit. He's like, oh, I don't know if, like, YouTube is over. I'm like, why did you make the fucking series then? You fucking bastard! He's literally like, oh, I'm gonna like build the beats oh, oh, I can't film here, I can't film here, I can't film here. This series was complete fucking clickbait. Completely clickbait. Like, it's fucking horseshit, the amount of goddamn clickbait it is. Like, they're acting like this is like a fucking Jake Paul exposed thing, but no, it's not. It's literally a fucking Jake Paul suck-off fest, and he's like hanging out with Jake Paul, acting all buddy-buddy with him, And then episode 6 happens, and it's literally just like, oh, his girlfriend's literally just defending him. He's like, oh, they look so in love, like they're all super close or whatever. And I'm like, this is so horseshit. Like, oh, they're like holding their hands, like, oh, they're like all super close to each other, like even when they're not recording. Like, oh, fucking course they are, because they know they're gonna be recorded for a fucking podcast, or not podcast, the fucking documentary, and Shane's gonna talk about it. You absolute fucking moron. And that's gonna be proved for a bit. Or in a bit. And then episode 7 happens, which it's Alicia Violet admitting that she has fucked up with like the Jake Paul story before. However, she did admit that Jake emotionally manipulated her. She also did fucked up things, like she slept with his fucking brother. And like, oh, she was like trying to go after him or whatever, like, oh, but like Jake never wanted to like truly be her girlfriend or something. I don't know. Like, everyone's story is like different. Like, oh, like they were genuinely dated, like, oh, this is all I do feel like Logan's fucked up in the head, but like that's not a shocker. That's not a shocker. This isn't who the fucking documentary is meant for. This isn't the family of Jake Paul documentary. This is the fucking Jake Paul documentary. And oh, why would Jake Paul be fucking mad about that? This is literally supposed to be like almost a redemption story.
Right.
So anything you want to say before I continue ranting? Because I don't want to have this be like Pipcast 2.0, where I just talk a lot.
I mean, I don't care what you go on about as long as like it's not gonna get me banned or anything. So I mean, you say whatever you want, but I just want to let you know that we have like an hour and a half left, or hour 15 left to go on about stuff.
Oh hell yes, okay. But like at the same time, it's your podcast, so like, what do you have to say about a lot of this?
I don't really look. I haven't really looked into the drama because honestly, I don't care about Jake Paul, so I really don't care about the whole the 8 video documentary thing. So, but like,
Right.
but honestly, I don't really like get involved in YouTube drama at all. So like, I don't know anything.
Yeah. I think you may care a bit about Jake Paul. after what I tell you, because it's extremely fucked. Like, it's not just, oh, he jumped on a car. Yo, he's done like fucking illegal thing. Like fucking horrible, 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 horrible thing. Right. The Alessia video happened. Basically, it's just her telling him about like, oh, like emotional abuse or whatever with Jake. He apparently didn't physically abuse her or whatever. He like treats like Team 10 as like a cult or whatever. Though actually that was from like episode. Then episode 8 happened and it's Jake Paul answering like all these questions like, oh, I probably shouldn't have set the pool on fire. Oh, I probably shouldn't have done this. Probably shouldn't have done that. Blah blah blah. And he like gave in on like most things, except for one thing. The thing that's most important. The thing that would actually affect him. The thing that makes my blood boil more than almost anything on YouTube at the moment. The fact that he pretty much. So, right. Bit of context. There was a video made on Jake Paul by a YouTuber known as Nerd City, which was. It's literally content cop level shit. Like, he fucking exposed the absolute crap out of Jake. Like, not like, oh, blah, blah, blah. No, he exposed him for over advertising to kids. Half of his content was literally advertising to children. He was literally breaking like FDA guidelines or whatever. He was literally breaking the law when it comes to children's content. He literally has a song where the chorus is like, buy that merch, buy that merch, buy that merch. Like,
Yeah.
how is that not seen as fucking manipulation of kids to buy your shit? And like, I don't fucking get this. I actually don't. Like, and he was literally having like kids in Team 10, oh hey, we have to like, oh, you need to be wearing like your Jake Paul merch or whatever. He has a 4, like 7, and like a 6-year-old or something. Something like kids around those age in Team 10.
You're
like
you're kidding, right?
No, that's serious. When I say these things, I mean them with all the fucking certainty in the goddamn world. All it's so fucking gross. Holy shit. And he literally screams in babies' faces. He's like trying to terrify children. He's trying to like, he's literally showing like almost straight up like softcore porn to kids.
And he's
Like,
and he's supposed to be a role model or something.
Yeah. He literally had like a series and like this where like killer clowns took over his goddamn YouTube channel and they were acting like they were gonna kill him. Kids fell for this shit. And it's so fucking gross. It's so fucking gross. And these kids believe it's real. Like, he's showing them this overly sexual shit. He's showing them this straight up nightmare fuel. Like, oh god. How? And pretty much, he mentioned Shane watched the video, and he mentioned the video in the thing. And actually, when I heard him, he's like, "Oh, like there's a video like a lot of people have been watching." I was actually in a like doctor's office or whatever, watching this fucking part 8 of the documentary. And when I heard this, I was literally like, "Please, Nerd City, please, Nerd City." And he said it, and like I almost fucking yelped. I was so happy because this would have been what proved if Jake, because this is the important shit. Like, this is the actual like manipulation shit that Jake fucking addressed, and he like fucking negated it like that. He was like, "Oh, why the fuck would you think I'm like manipulating children? Oh, well, I mean, like, there's like there's like commercials in between SpongeBob or whatever. Like, why can't I like that for mine or whatever? But he's like, oh, and Shane's like trying to explain it to him. He's like, well, but it's not SpongeBob. It's like, it's for like Pokemon or whatever. It's not SpongeBob. It's not SpongeBob with like fucking tits holding a goddamn chainsaw, murdering Patrick, and screaming, buy that merch! Yeah! Like, it's not that! And like, and the thing is, after this video came out, Nerd City responded and actually destroyed Jake. Like, oh my god. He pretty much was like, okay, here's proof of you knowing how you are manipulating children, how, you were at this conference for selling shit to kids. Here is your program on YouTube where you try and manipulate kids into purchasing it with extremely manipulative techniques like, oh, make sure not to wait too long because, oh, I could be giving you this shit for like $1,000 and people would still get it, but I'm giving it to you for like 20 or something.
A
He's
thousand?
he's acting like, oh, it's like, oh, I could give you like I could sell this information for like thousands of dollars, but I'm gonna give it to you guys for like $20, whatever. Oh, but he's like, oh, but like if you can't like afford to like lose a few cups of coffee like a week or something, then maybe this lifestyle isn't for you. He's like using these techniques to like trick kids into fucking purchasing this bullshit program or whatever. He has a channel that's literally dedicated to techniques. And like in the video, he's like, "Oh hey, um, uh, you know, I'm here to like make kids laugh or whatever. I'm here to like make a child's day, like in Shane Dawson's video." But in reality, in his actual fucking channel, like his business channel, he's like, "Oh hey, uh, let's like, oh, you have to make content around your product in order for people to purchase it." And like he has a literal company dedicated to like partnering companies up with like social influence. Like, it's
I've and I've never really been the guy to really like Jake Paul or whatever, or any of the Pauls as a matter of fact, because like to me they just act too childish in their videos, and I
that's
mean
not what
and then
that's not
like
what it's
no I know, but like I don't that was like why I didn't like it, but I didn't know all this shady stuff or whatever
uh,
manipulation all that with Jake, but like you know like I knew about some of the things like the pool and all that. Maybe that's still not related to this, but like um knowing all this shady stuff's kind of puts a whole new perspective on it.
oh yeah, oh yeah, trust me, it's even worse than that. I'll probably say, because it's like the video, like I said, it's like content cop level shit that he's like jumping into. It's so fucking gross.
Yeah, I know nothing about this, so like I'm just letting you ramble about it.
Yeah. Um.
Cause like I really haven't really looked it up. Cause again I don't really care about Jake Paul, so
Yeah. Have you heard of the BetterHelp situation?
I've heard people talk about it, but like I haven't really looked into it because like again I just don't really care about it. But I've heard PewDiePie talked about it, and which he's mentioned other people talking about it and claiming it's fake and all that. Like BetterHelp doesn't actually really guarantee professional or whatever.
Oh, you haven't. So, BetterHelp is like a service. It's like a therapy thing. If you don't know, um, which is this is what I wanted to talk about. Because in episode 2, and I think in episode 3, it was just in the description, not like actually in the video. It was sponsored by BetterHelp, which is what like caused people to like look into BetterHelp, like its legitimacy. And at first like people were like claiming like, oh, like took away like shit from each child, whatever. Which I think that was just sort of like, oh, you automatically assume when you sign up for the program that like YouTubers are sponsoring or whatever, you get like a free trial, which wasn't the case. It was just like an affiliate link. But this company is shady, and so is Philip DeFranco, who I think is a big fucking part of this. And it pisses me off that this just went under the rug, never to be seen again. Like, oh, nobody cares about it anymore.
Yeah.
Let's not deal with this.
I don't really hear anyone talking about it anymore. It's like, oh, there's a video. Oh, I'm gone. But like, if it's really like shady like this, and you'd figure more people would be talking
Oh
about
no,
it still.
it's even worse than what PewDiePie.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
way fucking worse, because I've actually looked into this. Holy fucking shit. But first off, like, oh, your the therapist may not actually be like therapist or whatever.
Right.
Because yeah, in the actual like contract or whatever, they're like, oh yeah, you're the one who's supposed to be like looking into these people, like not the actual site or whatever. Oh, you can't like rely on us. Hee hee hee. They also, right? A lot of the therapists apparently haven't even shown up to like their clients' meetings. There have been allegations that people have been able to get in pretty fucking easily to BetterHelp as a counselor. That's not 100% confirmed. However, what is confirmed is that apparently there was a fucking alleged rapist in the goddamn fucking therapist thing. And like, of course, it's like alleged or whatever, but he's like in court or whatever for this. Like, it should be like, oh, maybe we shouldn't give, or maybe we shouldn't assign people to this guy. And, right after this was exposed, he was removed off the site. So, maybe you should have done your fucking research just a wee bit.
Right.
And with these YouTubers, right? The way they were trying to get their fans to sign up to this program, they're like, oh, I use it, like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Mainly, the big guy in this is Philip DeFranco, who has been really closely associated with it. And another big player, which a lot of people aren't talking about, which once again leads back to the second episode, Katie Morris, who's a sort of YouTube mental health person, talks about like, oh, anxiety, depression, or stuff like that. To my knowledge, it's mainly just mental health. And she like collides with like a lot of YouTubers apparently, and like apparently every single time she collabs with a YouTuber, they're like sponsoring BetterHelp or whatever, which is kind of shady because also apparently I haven't looked into this specifically. However, like apparently she has been sponsoring BetterHelp ever since it was founded, which makes people think like, is she like a person who's like heavily into this company? Is she like a co-owner or something? And with Philip DeFranco, it was found in the affiliate links that his company, Rogue Rocket, was in there. And pretty much what it did is whenever, like, pretty much he only talked about this recently. However, he has been like he was partnered in like a company level with BetterHelp. And it, oh my god, it basically, this company's job or whatever, Rogue Rocket, it's Philip DeFranco's company. Apparently, it's supposed to be like an marketing agency type thing, which like tries to get like new clients or whatever, like sponsorship things. And pretty much whenever like looking like Shane Dawson's thing, like affiliate link, there would be like Rogue Rocket, and whenever like people would use that link, Rogue Rocket or like Philip DeFranco would make money. So, and apparently like these people weren't even getting like their numbers or whatever. So, like for how many people were like signing up. And so pretty much um yeah, uh Philip DeFranco's pretty shady in this as well. This is so fucking confusing too. Like the amount of shit that's like in this story it's like spiderweb levels of intricacy. Like holy shit. Um regarding because Philip DeFranco actually responded to a lot of this. He made a video, he made a lot of strawman arguments, or like forget what he called them exactly. Actually, yeah, probably strawman. He was like, "Oh, well, people were like saying like, oh, you didn't make it apparent that I was sponsored by them, but look right here. Oh, these idiots didn't even do their research, guys. Guess what? They're trying to like tell me that like they're trying to tell you guys that I didn't make it clear that I was sponsored by them. Oh, look at them. It's nobody was saying that. Nobody was saying that, and he's trying to make it seem like he's um negating points, but he's not. He's not. And the way he was trying to manipulate his audience is gross because he was like, "Oh, well, I'm sorry that there's not a show today, but I have to deal with these people who are making these sickening allegations against me." Like trying to get his audience riled up around this against the people who are like, "Oh, you're the reason why I don't get content today." So he's also shocker. He's like, "Oh, this is when he like finally talks about like Rogue Rocket and stuff. He's like, "Oh, it's been like a small goal of our company to like start like a marketing agency or whatever," which a lot of people are like, is that where our Patreon money? Because if you don't know, Philip DeFranco has a Patreon, and we still like he has not really been that open about it, honestly. Like we still don't know how much he's making exactly. We still don't know, you know, how like where the money's going exactly. It says it's for his company or whatever, but I mean, it's been over a year and still barely anything. Like I think the only big thing that was released was a thing called like DeFranco Elite or whatever, which is a shit app, which pretty much requires you to use your face. I've used it because I had a plan for like a series or whatever, but no, it's not good. It's not a good app at all. Like, oh, like, oh, we need more interaction, you need to see the face of the people who you're talking to. I'm like, no, no. Like, big fucking shocker, I don't show my face. Big fucking shocker. Because, I mean, there's a reason why my name is SuperThePiplup. I'm not here to be like, oh, hey, I'm a fucking fashion guru or whatever.
Right.
But that app shit. But like the way he was like talking, he's like, "Oh well, I'm gonna go to like the BetterHelp agency or whatever, and I'm gonna like, talk to the people, talk about this." And he's also talking like, "Oh, a lot of these people have left out that like, oh, I stopped my partnership with like BetterHelp, or oh, I stopped like advertising them after that." And like, no, you fucking didn't, because you're still making money off of those goddamn people who have your name in their affiliate link. You absolute cunt. And then like a few days later or whatever, like, oh, well, we went to the BetterHelp agency. We didn't see anything wrong or whatever, but we're still gonna get rid of our agent. We're still gonna get rid of our partnership because it's what the community wants. And I'm like, if you didn't find anything wrong, why the fuck would you not keep the goddamn sponsorship? Oh, right, because going to a office where, oh, not all therapists are in a single fucking office. It's an internet-based company. Maybe that wouldn't fucking help. Just a goddamn thought. Overall, just a shitty situation. God, it gives me a fucking brain tumor whenever I talk about it. Honestly. Like, man, I miss ranting on a podcast, but at the same time, oh, I'm glad I don't have this power. Like, there hasn't been too much going on. Actually, you know what? That's a lie. There has been. Number one, I guess, like, oh, Jake Paul and Erica broke up. I'm like, no fucking shit. Their relationship looked fake as hell. And, like, it looked like Jake was just trying to, like, you know, my girlfriend's pretty. Boo boo boo. Oh, look. Like, they even mentioned that it was a fake relationship or whatever originally. It isn't anymore, but, like, still. I don't care. I don't care. Like, oh, because apparently he was fucking blonde chick. So he's back to fucking models, I guess. And then there's the thing with Defy Media, which is very interesting. Have you heard of it?
No.
It's like a big thing right now. Like Defy Media is like a YouTube management program type thing, or what do you call it? Multi-channel network? I forget what it's. But basically they pretty much owned a lot of these. Like they own Smosh, they own Chris Stuckman, they owned a lot of people. Pretty much it was like, oh, you know, you won't get like a whole bunch of copyright claims anything anymore. Or, oh, like you get to keep 100% of your earnings, stuff like that. And slowly but surely, like they weren't paying their people. They kept on taking like percentages of the money, and recently it was confirmed that they were shutting down. And right now, a lot of users don't know what to do because they still haven't received their payment. Like Chris Stuckman hadn't gotten paid in like 2 months, which if he didn't have Patreon, he'd be like fucking broke. Like holy shit. And you know, oh hey, like Smosh once again is like fucked over. And so a lot of people, they didn't even get like their channel is like fully back till like few days after something. And it's overall just a really fucked up situation because a lot of people lost their jobs randomly. And if these people don't receive their money, that's like potential jail time for them, which they deserve.
Yeah.
Like, go on.
I don't know. I wasn't gonna.
Like for drama, that's about it. I mean, we could talk about I don't know. I don't know. Oh my god, it's cringe time! Oh my god. I just checked Twitter and I realized it's cringe time. Oh yes. Oh yes. How long has the podcast been?
I don't know. Probably about an hour, maybe.
I feel like that should be good for like a podcast. Unless there's like anything you want to talk about specifically. Because like I'm willing to talk about anything, but like, oh my fucking god, he's not dead! I'm sorry. But we probably need to cut off this podcast because I'm gonna say some very nasty things. But yeah. You want to do the outro?
Okay, I think if you're about to like go into some borderline TOS stuff, I think that's a good stopping point. So thanks everyone for coming out to the Captain Cast, aka Pipcast, because she was doing like all of the talking. So smash like, subscribe, and subscribe to Piplup because she makes better content than me. And yeah, I'm saying that
That's correct.
on video. I'm admitting to it. So she
That's
makes better
correct.
content than me. I'll leave her links to all that stuff, whatever, down below. And thanks everyone for watching this video. I hope it's not cringe. If it is, then I don't care. But peace out. Is there anything you want to add?
Subscribe to me. Okay, bye.